Okay everyone, you ever had one of those days where, well, it seems like everything just seems to go wrong? Well, not totally, but this is one of those things. You come out and cut the grass and you always have a flat tire, so it's either replace the tire or, cheaper yet, put a tube in it. I'm opting to put a tube in it. A new tire is $24. The tube was $9. I don't know which is better. You guys can tell me. Anyway, we're going to put a tube in this. Now I'm opting to take the whole wheel off, just to make it easier to knock the tire out the bead. I'm sure there's another way to do it without doing that, but anyway, knock this little dust cover off. Now there's a C-clip in here. You take that off with the washer, this should pull right out. Got a free bag tag. Now I'm just going to get some of that grease off so you can see what we're doing. Might be difficult to do. I'll have the proper tools here to get that off. You get something like this. Try to keep everything clean, keep the dirt out of there. Put that aside and get the washer off the end. Clean it up. We're going to put some new grease in there. This thing's probably never been greased from day one. Looks pretty good. Anyway. Here's what you have. Now you can go ahead right now and get rid of the valve stem with a pair of side cutters if you want. There's no real, you can see the way we have air in there still, and that's going to be a hindrance, so you need to get that out of there. So just take a pair of side cutters or a pair of pliers. And actually, since I'm not using the valve stem because I'm putting a tube in this, I'm just going to cut it off. But if you're going to put a new tire on it, you'd want to take the core out of there, and they sell core tools to take that out of there. Yeah, watch your washers. There's another one. Okay, so with that removed, we're simply going to stand on the tire, and I'm working on the outside of the tire. Kind of. This might take some doing. These are always difficult to get off. I want to pull it down and hit it at the same time. There, like that. Now you need 2 screwdrivers for this, which I don't have here presently. Just a minute, right back. Now I happen to have in my possession a tire tool. I know a lot of you aren't going to have that. A couple of big screwdrivers will work equally fine. Kind of work at it. You can use screwdrivers too, but it's a little bit more difficult. And if you take too big of a chunk off of here with a small screwdriver, you're not going to get it. So pull it, kind of work your way around the bead. So now, maybe some of you can tell me the benefits of putting a brand new tire as opposed to a tube on there. I always use tubes. Okay, so we got it up like this, and you notice I didn't break the bottom bead out of there. If I can't get the valve stem piece that's floating around out of there, the little piece in there, which I can, okay, we'll be fine. I was going to say you can break both. You need to get that out of there, it'll wear a hole through the tube. Okay. Sometimes you have to break both sides down to put the tube in. You can see this got a grease fitting here, which is good. Make note of that. And there's one on the lawnmower there. Okay, so we have our new tube. This one's for an 8-inch rim, which I believe will fit in there. Just kind of guessed when I got it. And that looks like the perfect size. You'll need a pair of needle nose vice grips next. I'll show you a trick. Okay, one thing you want to make note of before you put the tube in, this valve stem will be on one side of the tube and not the other. If you make a mistake of putting this in like this on the other side, it's going to tear that valve stem right out of there eventually. So always make sure you get the tube facing the right way, and that's it right there. So there's no other way to explain this. To stuff the tube in there, we're going to start with the valve stem. Now this is where breaking the other side was probably going to be easier, and I'm going to go ahead and break the other side down. I can do it without, it's just a little bit more difficult. Just for the hell of it, I'm not going to break the other side down. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to show you a trick with the valve stem. Hopefully helps you out. I'm going to try not to twist the tube when you're putting it in there, because you don't want it to be all knotted up. I'm going to leave that valve stem to last. I'm just going to put my hand in there and fold it over. Try not to knot it, like I've said. Then this tube might be a bit big for this tire. No, I don't think it'll be alright. I always screw up the size of the tubes half the time. It'll work. I'm going to get it in there. This looks a little bit funny. Okay, so I'm on to the valve stem part. It's going to be a little bit trickier. You got to get it down and push it through the hole. Like so. Okay, now here's the trick. Small pair of needle nose vice grips, clamp it on the valve stem. You can't hurt this valve stem on the outside too much. It's actually a brass center with rubber on the outside, so don't kill it, but you know, like that. So it cannot fall down inside the tube, the rim, while you're putting it back on, because I've seen it happen so many times. You're putting the rim down in there, and if you want to go ahead and soap the bead, that would be good too, and make it easier to put down in. The other thing you got to watch for when you're reinstalling is not to pinch the tube with the screwdriver or whatever else tool you're using. So go ahead and reinstall that. Your end will come in contact if you're not watching it. How far you push the blade in. You don't want to push the blade in up to the handle, because it's going to make contact with the tube. So careful. Now if you put your foot on it, it'll help too a little bit. You want to keep this bead lower than the bead on the rim, because that has to go up underneath in order for the tire to get on. You want it to go underneath the bead of the rim. I'll show you, as soon as I get it on there, I'll show you what I'm talking about. And try not to pinch the tube. You can actually probably, I'm just judging how far I'm putting it in. Okay. Just do a little bit like that. So what I'm talking about is, you can see the step in the rim right there. You want to make sure this bead goes underneath it like that in order to get it on your tire on the rim. Mount it properly. Okay. Do not take the vice grips off till we get the air into it. Now, it says 14 pounds on there, so I'll fill it up, and you want enough in it to pop that back on the bead. Gives a chance for the air to escape around the bead with the tube pushing out of the tire. You can see these are cracked. That's where they always leak. For the air to escape, if I didn't tear it already. There, popped it back on the bead. Now at this point, if you have a tire gauge, use it. I'm just going to guess. That seems alright. Okay, release your vice grips and reinstall your cap. Now, before I put that back on, I'm going to grease it all anyway. I'll spare you the details. That's how you install the inner tube in a lawnmower tire. Hey guys. Okay guys, a little update there. What I'm doing here. It seems like Sunday is supposed to be, on the 7th day you're supposed to rest, but it seems like I always end up working for some reason. Stuff I have to do. I don't have a choice. Anyway, so we're going to reinstall that tire and grease it all up, and then we're going to get cutting the grass. Looks pretty bad. And remember, it's something I don't actually ever do. If you like my videos, subscribe, because I always do a lot of different things. And don't forget to rate it. Good or bad, I don't care. Just rate it, okay? Thanks a lot, guys.